Have you ever paused at the base of your staircase feeling like each step has transformed into an insurmountable obstacle? Or perhaps you've noticed a slight tremor in your legs as you rise, subtle indicators whispering a truth we often resist acknowledging as we age. Our leg strength diminishes first. It's not merely about slowing down, it's about potentially losing the freedom to live life to the fullest. But what if I told you that a simple, satisfying meal is circumflex gyros, cabbage and eggs, a dish surprisingly more flavorful than meat is circumflex gyros, could help change that? I'm your name, and today I'm sharing a recipe that's more than just a meal, it's a potential lifeline. Stay with me until the end because I have a touching story of resilience that will inspire you to take that initial step towards stronger legs and a brighter future. Picture Sarah, a vibrant woman in her late 70s who loved tending to her rose garden. But as time went on, her knees started to protest with every bend and kneel. She missed the feeling of her fingers digging in the earth, the scent of damp soil, and the satisfaction of nurturing her beloved roses. Then, a friend shared a similar cabbage and eggs recipe, and gradually, she noticed a difference. Her knees felt a little less stiff, and she was able to spend a bit more time among her roses, rediscovering the joy she thought she had lost. Now, before we dive in, if you find this information helpful, consider sticking around for more valuable content. Let's begin with a truth that often creeps up on us silently, yet insistently, striking at the very core of who we are. As the years accumulate, our bodies, those remarkable vessels that have carried us through life's chaos and beauty, begin to offer warnings that we simply can't afford to ignore. It's not necessarily the creak in our shoulders or the ache in our low backs that betrays us first, although those will come soon enough. No, it's often our legs, the unsung heroes of our daily existence, that begin to falter before anything else. Think about it. Those sturdy pillars that once propelled us through muddy fields as children, twirled us across dance floors at weddings, or powered us up hills on crisp autumn hikes, circumflex gyros, they're often the first to show the wear and tear of time. It's a subtle shift at first. Perhaps you notice a slight heaviness when you climb out of bed or a faint trembling when you stand too long at the kitchen counter. Those legs, the ones that chased after giggling grandkids or strode confidently beside a loved one through a bustling farmer's market, start to feel less certain. A wobbly step on uneven pavement, a near stumble over a rug you've walked across thousands of times. It's as if they are whispering an apology for not keeping up. And then there are the stairs. Those familiar risers in your own home, once conquered without second thought, transform into daunting peaks, each one daring you to test your balance. Suddenly, the simple act of navigating your world feels like a negotiation with gravity itself. But it's more than just physical. It's the quiet erosion of freedom that stings the most. The freedom to pop out for a walk on a whim, to kneel and tend to a garden, or to chase a runaway kite with a child's laughter egging you on. Those moments can slip away as our legs weaken. Falls, once a rare mishap we could laugh off, become a lurking threat. They hover at the edge of every room, every step, threatening not just bruises or broken bones, but something far more precious: our confidence, our independence, the ability to live life on our terms, to stay in the homes we've filled with memories, to be the vibrant souls we've always been. That's what's at stake. It's a hard truth to face, isn't it? Aging isn't just a number, it's a slow unraveling of the things we've taken for granted. And yet, here's where the story takes a turn toward hope, a glimmer of defiance against the inevitable. We don't have to sit idly by, watching our strength ebb away like sand through our fingers. We can fight back, not with grand gestures or impossible feats, but with something beautifully simple and within our grasp, the food we choose to eat. What lands on our plate isn't just fuel, it's a weapon, a shield, a chance to bolster those weary legs and reclaim some of that lost ground. It's not about denying ourselves joy. Imagine savoring a hearty stew packed with nutrients or biting into a crisp apple that fuels your body right. It's about nourishment as an act of rebellion against decline, a way to tell time that we're not done yet. So, let's dig in because this wake-up call is one we can answer. Now, why are cabbage and eggs a potential senior superpower? Let me shine a spotlight on these two humble, everyday ingredients that deserve a standing ovation: cabbage and eggs. These aren't the glamorous superfoods touted by trendy influencers or sourced from far-flung corners of the globe. No, they're the unsung heroes of your kitchen, quiet, reliable, and brimming with benefits that cannot shine even the mightiest steak. For seniors especially, this duo is nothing short of a nutritional dream team, delivering a wealth of health perks wrapped in simplicity and flavor. Let's unpack why cabbage and eggs belong on your plate and how they can potentially transform the way you feel a circumflex gyro's body, mind, and soul. First, meet cabbage, a leafy wonder that's as versatile as it is powerful. Beneath its unassuming exterior lies a nutritional goldmine. Each crisp bite is loaded with vitamin K, a key player in maintaining strong, resilient bones as the years go by. Then there's potassium, a mineral that works tirelessly to soothe aching muscles and keep blood pressure in check. A circumflex euro is perfect for those days when your body needs a little extra TLC. And don't overlook the fiber. It's like a steady hand guiding your digestion, potentially keeping your energy levels balanced and your gut happy. Whether it's green, red, or Savoy, cabbage brings an earthy sweetness and a satisfying crunch that's as good for your taste buds as it is for your health. Now, let's crack open the magic of eggs. These little orbs are nothing short of miracles in a shell, packing a punch that belies their modest size. Each egg delivers high-quality protein, potentially essential for rebuilding muscle strength and keeping you active, whether you're chasing grandkids or strolling through the park. The healthy fats tucked inside, like omega-3s, especially in enriched varieties, lubricate your joints and support heart health, potentially ensuring you stay limber and strong. And then there's choline, a brain-boosting nutrient that sharpens memory and keeps your mind as agile as ever. From the golden yolk to the tender white, eggs are a complete package of nourishment that seniors can lean on daily. Together, cabbage and eggs form a dynamic duo that goes beyond mere sustenance. They're a powerhouse combination that potentially fuels your legs with steady energy, strengthens your heart with every bite, and lifts your spirit with the satisfaction of a meal well made. This isn't just food, it's a foundation for thriving, tailored to the needs of a body that's earned its wisdom. If you're still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Now let's talk about taste that defies expectations. Let's debunk a myth: healthy eating doesn't mean sacrificing flavor. If you've ever thought nutritious meals were destined to be dull, cabbage and eggs are here to prove you wrong. Picture this: a skillet of cabbage sauté till the copper-white head until its edges turn golden and caramelized, releasing a subtle sweetness that dances on your tongue. Add eggs, whisked and cooked until they're fluffy and rich, the creamy texture mingling with the cabbage tender bite. The result? A symphony of savory, hearty flavors with just a hint of indulgence, satisfying enough to rival any meat-heavy dish. This is comfort food reimagined, light yet fulfilling, leaving you energized rather than sluggish, ready to tackle your day or mind with ease. What makes this pairing even better is its adaptability. Crave a little kick? Sprinkle in some pepper or a dash of hot sauce. Want a touch of luxury? A sprinkle of cheese melts into the mix like a dream. The beauty of cabbage and eggs lies in their simplicity. They're a canvas for your cravings, delivering nutrition and taste in equal measure. Ready to bring the superpower to your table. This dish is a breeze to whip up. No complicated steps, no expensive tools. A circumflex euros, just you, a pen, and a few minutes. Here's how to make it happen. Ingredients: serves 1 to 2. 2 cups shredded cabbage, green or red, your choice. 2 large eggs, 1 teaspoon olive oil or butter, salt and pepper to taste. Instructions: prep the pan. Heat a medium skillet over medium heat and add the olive oil or butter. Let it warm until it shimmers or melts, coating the pan evenly. Cook the cabbage. Toss in the shredded cabbage, spreading it out in the pan. Sprinkle with a pinch of salt and pepper. Saute till the copper for 5 to 7 minutes, stirring occasionally until the cabbage softens and takes on golden brown edges. If you like a little extra flavor, add garlic powder or paprika here. Add the eggs. Crack the eggs into a small bowl, whisk them lightly with a fork, and pour them over the cabbage. Stir gently to combine, letting the eggs coat the cabbage as they cook. Keep stirring for 2 to 3 minutes until the eggs are fully set and fluffy. Finish and serve. Taste and adjust seasoning as needed. Slide it onto a plate and enjoy it hot, solo, with a slice of whole grain toast or alongside a fresh fruit salad for a complete meal. Time: about 10 minutes from start to finish. White works, minimal cleanup, maximum flavor, and a nutrient-packed payoff that keeps you going. This isn't just a recipe, it's a small act of self-care, a way to honor your body with food that's as delicious as it is good for you. Cabbage and eggs may not work, Kate, but they're the superheroes you didn't know you needed. So next time you open your fridge, give the stew a chance to shine. Your taste buds and your vitality will thank you. Here's another way to prepare it: a cabbage and egg skillet delight. Ingredients: serves 1 to 2 seniors with hearty appetites. 2 cups shredded cabbage. Choose green cabbage for classic, mild flavor, or purple-red cabbage for a vibrant pop of color and a slightly peppery bite. Shred it yourself with a knife, or grab a pre-shredded bag if your hands need a break. A circumflex euros, just make sure it's fresh and crisp. 2 large eggs, whisked. Fresh eggs are best. Crack them into a bowl and whisk until they're a smooth, sunny yellow. If you like a fluffy texture, sneak in a tiny splash of milk or water while whisking. 1 tablespoon butter or olive oil. Butter brings a rich, nostalgic flavor that melts into a dish like a warm memory, while olive oil keeps it light and heart healthy. Pick your favorite or split the difference with half of each. Salt and pepper to taste. A pinch of salt wakes up the flavors, and a grind of black pepper adds a gentle kick. Use what feels right for your palate. Optional flavor boosts: a pinch of garlic powder for a savory hum, a sprinkle of fresh herbs like chopped parsley or dill for brightness, or even a dash of paprika for a smoky twist. Make it your own. Step 1. Prep the pan. Grab a trusty skillet, a Circumflex Euros non-stick if you've got it, or a well-seasoned cast iron for that rustic charm. Set it over medium heat and add your butter or olive oil. If you're using butter, let it melt slowly until it foams and releases that nutty, golden aroma. For olive oil, watch for a subtle shimmer across the surface, a Circumflex Euros that's your sign it's ready. The gentle sizzle as it heats up is like the kitchen whispering, "Let's get cooking." Step 2. Sauté till incorporate the cabbage. Toss in your 2 cups of shredded cabbage, spreading it out evenly so every strand gets some love from the heat. Stir it occasionally with a wooden spoon or spatula, letting it soften and caramelize at the edges. This takes about 5 to 7 minutes. Watch for the cabbage to turn tender and pick up golden brown flecks. If you're using purple cabbage, enjoy how the color deepens as it cooks. Lean in and breathe deep, a Circumflex Euros that sweet, earthy scent is pure comfort, like a garden in full bloom meeting a cozy kitchen. Step 3. Add the eggs. Once the cabbage is just right, pour your whisked eggs evenly over the top. The eggs will seep into the cabbage, creating a beautiful marbled effect as they start to set. Stir gently but steadily, letting the eggs scramble into soft, creamy curds that hug the cabbage strands. This only takes 2 to 3 minutes. Keep the heat medium so they cook gently, staying tender rather than tough. You'll know they're done when they're just set, but still glossy, like little pockets of sunshine mixed with green or purple. If you are finding these lessons useful, please comment on number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Step 4. Season and serve. Turn off the heat and sprinkle your creation with salt and pepper. Start light, taste, and adjust until it sings to you. If you're feeling fancy, add that pinch of garlic powder or a scattering of fresh herbs for an extra layer of flavor. Slide the whole glorious mix onto a warm plate. Use a big one if you're sharing, or pile it high for yourself. Grab a fork, settle in, and take that first bite while it's still steaming, the warmth spreading through you like a quiet hug. While you'll love it, in less than 15 minutes, you've whipped up a dish that's simple yet so satisfying, packed with good-for-you veggies and protein to keep you strong. The cabbage brings fiber and a subtle sweetness, while the eggs add richness and a velvety texture. It's light enough for an easy dinner, but hearty enough to fill you up. Pair it with a thick slice of whole grain bread, toasted if you like a little crunch, or a steaming mug of tea, a Circumflex Euros chamomile or peppermint would be divine. Maybe even add a dollop of plain yogurt on the side for a creamy contrast. This meal doesn't just nourish your body, it wraps you in comfort, like a recipe handed down from someone who cares. Tips for extra joy: if your skillet's big, double the recipe to share with a friend or save leftovers for breakfast. Got a picky eater? Sneak in a handful of shredded cheese, a Circumflex Euros cheddar or mild Swiss melts beautifully. For a little adventure, drizzle a few drops of hot sauce or soy sauce before digging in. Enjoy every bite. This is food that loves you back. Let me tell you a story to stir your heart. Let me take you to a small, weathered community hall on the edge of town, where the air smells of warm cornbread and the faint tan of spilled coffee. That's where I met Evelyn, a 78-year-old woman with a smile that could light up a room and a spirit that refused to be dimmed, even if her body had started to betray her. She was spry in her way, quick with a laugh, her voice carrying a lull that hinted at a life full of stories. But the years had begun to press down on her. Her legs, once steady enough to dance at barn raisings and chase after grandkids, had grown shaky. Her energy, which she swore used to rival the sun itself, had dwindled to flicker. She'd sit at her kitchen table after dinner, heavy meals of pot roast or fried chicken weighing her down like stones in her stomach, and sigh, "I just feel sluggish," she'd say to no one in particular, staring out the window at a world she used to roam with ease. She missed it, the spring in her step, the lightness of being, the feeling of a body that moved with her instead of against her. It was at one of those community potlucks, amid chip plates piled high with casseroles and the hum of neighborly chatter, that Evelyn's story took a turn. She'd brought her a modest bowl of coleslaw, a circumflex gyros, nothing fancy, a circumflex gyros, but her eyes wandered to a dish she hadn't seen before, a golden heap of scrambled eggs, flavor of tender, sauté-tiled copyright ed cabbage, its edges just crisp, sat unassumingly on the table. "What's this?" she asked, her curiosity piqued. The woman who'd made it, a quiet salt with flour-dusted hands, shrugged and said, "Just something simple, a circumflex gyros, cabbage and eggs. Keeps me going." Evelyn, never one to shy from a new adventure, scooped a small portion onto her plate. She figured it'd be a light bite amid the heavy fare, nothing more. That first bite, though, stopped her cold. She described it to me later, her voice dropping to a reverent hush as if she were reliving a sacred moment. It was like tasting sunshine, she said, her eyes sparkling with mischief. I hadn't seen in her before. The eggs were soft and rich, a perfect cradle for the cabbage, which brought a sweet, earthy crunch that danced on her tongue. It wasn't just food, it was a burst of something alive, something that woke her up from inside out. She went back for seconds that night, then thirds, ignoring the pot roast entirely. By the time the potluck wound down, she'd cornered the recipe's maker and scribbled it down on a napkin with a pen that barely worked. Evelyn took that recipe home and made it her own. The next evening, she stood in her kitchen, linoleum faded from years of footsteps, chopping cabbage with a knife she'd sharpened herself. She cracked eggs into a bowl, their yolks bright as summer, and watched them sizzle in the pan with the cabbage, the aroma filling her small house with a promise she couldn't quite name. She ate slowly that night, savoring every bite, and when she finished, she didn't feel the usual heaviness. Instead, she felt lifted, like a fog had cleared from her bones. Within days, she noticed a shift. Her legs, those traitors that had wobbled beneath her for months, felt a little steadier. Her energy, once a distant memory, began to creep back, not in a rush but in quiet, stubborn spurts. By the end of the first week, she was walking to the mailbox again, a trek she'd abandoned when the 50 yards started feeling like a mile. She'd pause at the end of her driveway, hands on her hips, and breathe in the crisp air, a small victory blooming in her chest. Then she pushed further, around the block, her sneakers scuffing the pavement, her breath puffing in little clouds. Neighbors waved from their porches, surprised to see her out and about, and she'd wave back, her grin wide and unapologetic. Weeks turned into months, and Evelyn's transformation grew roots. Last I heard, she was planning a garden, something she hadn't done since her husband passed a decade ago. She'd mapped it out on a scrap of paper, a circumflex gyros, tomatoes here, zucchini there, a row of cabbages right in the middle, and not a dish that had given her back her legs. I picture her out there in the spring sun, kneeling in the dirt with a trowel, her silver hair catching the light as she dug and planted and stood tall again. She brushed the soil from her hands, look at the plot she'd carved out with her strength, and feel the pulse of life running through her, a circumflex gyros steady, strong, alive. All of this, she told me, came from that simple dish, cabbage and eggs, a recipe so unassuming it could sit unnoticed on a potluck table. It wasn't just food, it was fuel, a quiet miracle that reached into her weary body and coaxed it back to life. And as she spoke, her voice firm with conviction, I couldn't help but wonder, isn't that what we all want, deep down? Not just to exist, trudging through the days, but to feel alive, truly, vibrantly alive. Evelyn found it in a bite of sunshine. Maybe we can too. This is more than a meal, it's a promise. This isn't just about dinner, my friends, it's so much more than that. It's a quiet, steadfast promise we make to ourselves, a vow woven into the fabric of our daily lives. It's a commitment to keep pushing forward, to embrace every fleeting moment with gratitude, and to cling fiercely to the freedom we've carved out through decades of grit, sacrifice, and boundless love. Each humble plate of cabbage and eggs becomes a symbol of that pledge, a small but mighty act of defiance against time, a celebration of resilience, and a reminder that vitality isn't reserved for the young. Every fork will carry its purpose, stronger legs to carry us through sunlit walks, a sharper mind to unravel life's mysteries, and a heart that beats with the steady rhythm of intention. This meal is proof that the most profound joys in life don't demand extravagance or expense. They don't require rare ingredients or a chef's finesse. No, the best things, the truest things, spring from a place of care, from hands that know the weight of years and the value of simplicity. Cabbage and eggs might sound unassuming, but together they weave a kind of alchemy, transforming the ordinary into a dish that warms the soul as much as the body. It's a testament to how little we need to feel rich, how the smallest acts of nourishment can ripple outward, fortifying us for whatever lies ahead. So tonight, as the sun dips below the horizon and the day begins to soften, listen to that gentle call from your kitchen. Step into that familiar space, your sanctuary of pots and pans, and give this recipe a chance to work its magic. Picture it, the sizzle of the pan as the cabbage hits the heat, its edges crisp into a golden hue, releasing an earthy aroma that fills the air with comfort. The eggs, whisked with a touch of care, melt into the mix, their richness binding everything together in a harmony of flavor and texture. It's not just food, it's a ritual, a moment to pause and breathe, to let the warmth wrap around you like an old friend's embrace. And when you finally sit down to eat, take a moment to savor what's before you. Taste the unexpected delight, the way the tender cabbage yields to your bite, the subtle sweetness dancing with the creamy depth of the eggs. It's a quiet revelation. This simple dish outshines even the hottest cut of meat, not because it's flashy, but because it's honest. As you eat, know that you're doing more than filling your stomach. You are nourishing your future, stoking the fire of your strength. You're honoring the person you've become, a senior, yes, but one who radiates vibrancy, who embodies resilience, who refuses to let the years dim their spark. Because you, dear friend, deserve a meal that mirrors your spirit, uncomplicated yet extraordinary, humble yet bold. Cabbage with eggs isn't just a recipe, it's a declaration that the golden years can be savoured bite by delicious bite. It's here to prove that life at any age can be strong, flavourful, and undeniably good. So go ahead, dig in. Let every mouthful remind you of the power you hold, the wisdom you've earned, and the promise you are keeping to yourself, to live well, to eat well, and to thrive well. My friends, we've come to the end of this delicious journey together, and what a ride it's been. You've discovered how cabbage and eggs, yes, the simple, tasty duo, can outshine meat, not just in flavour but in fueling your strength and independence. You've learned how our legs, the unsung heroes of our golden years, need a little love to keep us moving, and how this easy dinner recipe can be your secret weapon. I hope Evan's story touched your heart as much as it did mine, proof that it's never too late to reclaim your spark. So tell me, what's one thing you've learned today? Maybe it's the power of cabbage, the magic of eggs, or the promise of stronger legs. Drop a comment below and share one lesson you've taken into your life. I can't wait to hear how you'll put it into practice. If you liked this video, please leave your comment below and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's keep inspiring each other to live our best, strongest lives. Until next time, stay vibrant, keep moving, and I'll see you in the